not understand the words.
No, it's okay. We'll take care of that now here.
मन पंछी तू उड़ जा वतन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की। मस्त पवन है, महका चमन है, मस्त पवन है, महका चमन है, बेला है मंगल मिलने की। मन पंछी तू उड़ जा वतन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की। बादल की छाँव से, तारों के गाँव से, पार चला जा जग की हवाओं से, पार चला जा जग की हवाओं से, छोड़ के पीछे नील गगन को। ये घड़ी है प्रभु मिलने की। मन पंछी
Om Shanti, everyone. Greetings from the heart, greeting from the soul, and greeting from the eyes, right? These are the three dots we connect when we meet each other. Now, this is not me, this is Brahma Papa. One day, I think I'm going to start looking like him. If I grow a little mustache and get more white hair, I might start to look like him. So hope everyone is okay. Yes. Thank you for inviting me. It's lovely to be able to meet all of you. And I really feel a little bit bad that, I've been to Toronto a few times, but every time it's a little bit quick. And I haven't been to Scarborough for quite a long time. And the last 2 years, I've been traveling a lot in different countries, but the thought keeps coming to my mind that next year, 2025, I will be spending more time in Canada. And my aim is to come and see all the centers and spend time with everyone and yeah, enjoy the Canadian family and inspire everyone to move Baba's service even further. So yes, I'll be coming to see you hopefully soon. I'm on my way to Madhuban in the next, actually in a week, I'll be leaving for Dubai. I'll be going to Dubai for a few days. Sister Jyoti invited me. There are a few programs organized. And then I will be taking a big group from Montreal and Quebec City. So there are going to be 18 guests coming from Montreal and Quebec, and they will come to Call of the Time retreat in Gyan Sarovar. And then I will take them to ORC near Delhi for 4 days silence retreat. So before I move on, do you hear me well? Is that okay? Sound is okay, or?
Yes, sound is perfectly okay. And yeah, go ahead. You continue with that.
Okay. I can hear a little bit of your mic as well, but it's okay as long as you can hear me. And
Okay.
you all, tonight, everyone is understanding English, right? So there's no translation.
Translation is also happening at the back for Tamil.
Okay.
Yes.
So good to know. So I will try to speak not too fast.
Okay.
But if you fall asleep, if you all fall asleep, then I'll have to speak a bit faster. So
No. That's not gonna happen.
okay. You tell me if everybody fall asleep, then I'll speak a little bit faster then.
Yes. Okay, yeah, continue.
All right. So the thought. So yeah. So this is the context. So I'll be going to Madhuban in a few days, and then I'll be back in November. Then I have a few trips in USA, and then I'll be hopefully staying in Canada in 2025. So what I was thinking, that I'm looking at all of you, and for me as well, we're sitting on a chair, right? You're comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah, is your chair comfortable? Good. Now, why is your chair comfortable? Because technically your chair has 4 legs, right? Do you know what would happen if your chair has only 3 legs? And do you know what will happen if your chairs have legs but different size? Would you be comfortable? No, huh? And for me, it's an image that speaks a lot, that if I want to be comfortable in my Brahmin life, I need to be sitting on my stage, which is my seat. Baba always calls it, my seat. And that seat has 4 legs as well. And if those 4 legs are equally strong, I find that Brahmin life can be very, very enjoyable, very comfortable. But I find for myself that the moment one of the legs is not okay, or that if one leg is missing, then I may be, I'm not comfortable. Things are not stable. And one of the objectives I understand in Brahmin life is to become unshakable and immovable. Like Angad. They show usually Angad that was defying anyone who can move his leg. His leg was so strong. And he said, I challenge you, try to move my leg. You won't be able to move my leg at all. So what do you think? Is our stage unshakable and immovable? Or can Maya, Ravan, or another brother or another sister make your stage fluctuate a little bit? Now, do you have names? Who will be the brother or the sister who can make your stage fluctuate? Do you know? No, you don't need to say anything, but everyone has sometimes a little bit of a challenge with someone else, isn't it? So my experience is that those 4 legs are, what they create is the strength of my inner stage. And those 4 legs for me are the relationship I have with myself, the relationship I have with Baba, the relationship I have with everyone, and the relationship I have with, which one will be the 4th one? I'm sure you can guess, right? Would it be relationship with Maya? No. Relationship with drama. So think about it, but if we were to analyze what is my relationship with the self, with Baba, with others, and with drama? And isn't it that everything is contained in those 4 areas? Isn't it? So which one works the best for you? Are you all equal on the 4? Or is one leg easier than the other? And for each leg, I would argue that there are 3 components that allow me to make the leg strong. For each one, same components. And for each leg, what I find is very, very interesting is to really bring an awareness of detachment. And you will see, even in my relationship with Baba, is it okay to be detached, or we have to be attached to Baba? It's a deep point. Do you want to be attached to Baba or also remain detached? If Baba doesn't give you drishti and he gives drishti to the one next to you, are you going to be okay, or are you going to be annoyed? You know, when we used to go on a stage in Madhuban and everybody will be going for toli and blessings, or just toli, sometimes you will go put your hands and Baba will give you toli, but he will be looking at somebody else. And sometimes you could feel very upset about it, thinking, wow, I was waiting for Baba to look at me and give me drishti, but he was distracted by somebody else. And at that time, it's good to be very detached, even with Baba. You know, if you are not well, right? If you have a big cold, you're coughing, like Brahma Baba or Daddy Janki, and you say to Baba, please, Baba, take away my cough. Is Baba going to remove your cough? No. So are you okay with that? Or do you feel that, Baba, you should be, you know, we pay you a lot, so you should do a little bit more. You should take my cough away and my cold, and, you know, don't allow my hair to be so white. You should turn my hair black again. Baba will not do that. So even with Baba, detachment will be interesting. So for me, for each leg, the foundation is actually to be in a stage of being detached. And then the second element is to be loving, extremely loving. And the third element is to be engaged, to be really engaged. I don't know if it translates well in Tamil, but engaged in a sense like very, how to say, I take initiative. I'm a doer. I do something. I put into practice. I make something happen. So it will be the opposite of being passive. Sometimes people are detached, but when they're detached, they feel they should do nothing and say, oh, I'm detached. I do nothing. But actually, being detached doesn't mean we do nothing. We have to do something, but stay detached. So if we look at the aspects of those 4 areas, I'm sure some of you would agree that maybe sometimes, you know, which one is easier? A relationship with Baba, relationship with drama, with the self, or with others? Which one will be easier? Who believes it's a relationship with Baba, the most easy one? Yeah, you feel it's Baba is the easiest one, right? So Baba passed, easy. It's long, long leg. It's a very nice leg with Baba. It's okay. But, if we really look at it, it's true, it's easy because Baba is very nice, isn't it? Compared to many brothers and sisters, Baba never gets upset. He doesn't have ego. He's very sweet. He's always loving towards me. So it's so easy to get along with Baba. Anyone doesn't get along with Baba well? Can show your hand. Anyone doesn't get along with Baba and argue a lot and have anyone has asked a divorce from Baba? No, huh? No one. You cannot ask divorce from Baba. So relationship with Baba is the most easy one. So which one would be the second? Who would feel that the second relationship that is easiest will be drama? Who feels drama is number 2, easy? Not really. Who feels it's the relationship with everyone else? Number 2. No? Who feels it's relationship with the self? Oh yeah, this is the second easiest one. So you're good with yourself. That's very nice. So it's easy to have a relationship with the self. So then who believes number 3 will be drama? Now you have to choose. What is easiest? Relationship with drama or relationship with everyone else, including BKs? So who believes number 3 will be drama? Okay, just a few. And finally, who believes that number 3 is relationship with everybody else? So then those who raise their hand believe that drama is the most difficult, is it? So we have to think, because now we are saying that if there's number 1, 2, 3, and 4, it means the legs may be fluctuating. Normally, we should say all 4 are the same. All the 4 are very easy, and all the 4 are very difficult. Would that seem all right? Some days you find that it's very easy to be in relationship with others, but do you find sometimes that being in relationship with others is difficult? Have you heard of karmic accounts? Clashes of sanskars? This whole month, we're talking about harmonizing the sanskars. So why do you think we're spending a whole month paying attention to harmonizing the sanskars? Now, that was last month, right? Now we have no desires. Now we're into having no desires. But we spend one full month dancing the dance of sanskaras. So my personal experience is that the 4 areas or the 4 legs of the chair are quite, we can say they are difficult, but I prefer to say that they are actually fascinating and they're very inspiring. They're very, very inspiring. Because if we can improve the relationship we have with everyone, imagine how pleasant our life can be when we have no conflict with anyone. How many of you can say that you have no conflicts, no karmic accounts with anyone? Just very good harmony with everyone. Anyone? No? Okay, Baba would say, careful, where Baba is watching as well. That's true. We have to be honest with Baba, right? To be honest with you, I can say I have few challenges, but I don't feel I have any conflict with anyone or any karmic accounts with anyone. That's my awareness. The reality may be a little bit different, but I don't want to give power to the idea that I may have a karmic account with someone. Just the last few days, something happened here, and there was, a very challenging conversation, difference of opinion, difference of ideas, but you have to make a decision. So if any one of you listened to Avyakti Parivar, I was asking Moini Didi about it secretly, without mentioning names, but I was asking, how do you do when really you don't agree? It doesn't work with someone. And she gave many good points. But for me, my personal approach at the moment is to always tell myself, I don't have any conflict with anyone. I don't have any karmic account with anyone, but I may have different sanskars, different opinion, and different objective. And I find that when I tell myself that I don't have the same sanskars, I don't have the same opinion, and I don't have the same objectives. When I think that way, I feel more able to be detached, to be loving, and to be engaged. It means I still keep doing something. So there was a soul that was a little complicated conversation, decision for the center, something like that. And then my reaction afterwards was, oh, I don't want to stay. I don't want to stay with the feeling, which is not good. And, we were having this powerful Murli last Sunday when Baba said, your attitude should be so positive for everyone. So I was remembering the Murli and thinking, okay, Baba, but how can I do it? That person is really challenging. And I'm probably challenging for that person too, go both ways. And then just having the thought of going back to what I do to create harmony in a relationship with someone. I was just thinking, let me write to the person and say to the person, tomorrow is Sadhguru War. Why don't we go for coffee together? And don't talk about service, don't talk about the center, don't talk about what we're not agreeing on, but let's talk about spiritual conversation. And then we can go for coffee and just feel that connection as brothers. And just having the thought, not even doing it, but just having the thought made me change the feelings and therefore the attitude. So when I met the person again a few hours later, next day, then everything from the day before was gone. There was no trace from what happened the day before. So it's really aligning, our thinking in the right way, because we can be the masters of what we experience in relationship with others. And I would personally say that I believe that the biggest service we can do we don't go to Paramdam anymore. I was going. Oh yeah, we come back. Nice traffic control. So yeah, I feel that more and more, I'm convinced that the biggest service we can do is to find a way to get along very well with everyone. And I really feel that sometimes if in the family, there's still a little bit of fighting and quarreling and disagreement. And, someone told me the other day from a family, it says, oh, can you talk to this one? Because I don't talk to that sister anymore. I didn't get along well last time, so we don't talk to each other anymore. I said, really? Wow. So we don't talk to each other. So what's the difference between Brahmins and non-Brahmins if we also have that situation? And I know it's difficult. In my Brahmin life, I went through so many difficult relationships sometimes, honestly. When I was young in Gyan, now I should be careful because many of you know, you know who I was with when I was young, but there were some Brahmins around me, and the teacher who was teaching me, she was really driving me crazy. I would go home and I would be very angry and very negative. And then the next day, Baba would say, you should have so much love for one another. And I said, Baba, impossible. This is not possible. I should eat more toli, or you should change the recipe of the sabji, put something in the sabji, but I can't get along with that sister. And then it lasted 2 years. But 2 years, it was very, there's a lot of friction. But then suddenly, I don't know, I don't remember why or how it happened, but I decided to be very detached and accepting. And I realized big part of the problem was my own personal ego. So there was no doubt that it was not only the responsibility of the other person, it was my ego. So I changed something in me deeply. I remember at that time, I was 23 years old. And I said, okay, I'm going to change my vision. I'm going to change my awareness. I'm going to change my consciousness. Then I'll change my attitude. And as Baba said, it would change my vibrations, but it would change my behavior. And then it will affect my personality. That's a trajectory of how we function. And one day I was at the center and the sister called me and she said, Eric, you pass your test. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, you're not getting angry at me anymore. So you pass your test. I said, oh, it was a test. And then the sister was very sweet. And she said, now you pass your test. So you can do different things. You can go in Western Canada, to do Baba's service, or you can open a museum in Montreal. And I said, I'll go to Western Canada so I can learn English. And it was exciting to go, in a territory when there was nobody there. But my point is that, when we were fighting as brother and sister, it was doing a lot of disservice at the center. Because people will come and they will see us arguing, not being happy with one another. And they would say, well, what store is this? What are you selling here? Are you selling love for one another, or are you selling conflict with one another? And one day when someone told me, oh, my wife go to the center, but I don't go because it's the same as everybody else. They always argue and quarrel and disagree. So what's different? And when I heard that at that time, I realized, wow, really, there's a lot of work to do to create the harmony amongst the brothers and sisters. So when people come to the center, they really feel, who are these people? And I know it's not easy. I know we all have our little challenges from time to time. But ultimately, what I'm seeing today, and particularly amongst those who are in Gyan for a long time, we're starting to feel more and more love for more and more souls. I'm seeing some of you, it's a bit small, but I recognize some of you. I know some from Montreal, of course. And, when we meet each other at the center, and I know when I go to Toronto, I spend more time hugging everyone than talking to anyone. So they call me the hugging brother, I think, last time in Toronto. But when you meet so many souls for which you feel so much love. People who are watching. Now, people will catch what Baba called the other day in the Murli, the vibrations, and they will catch the atmosphere. And I think the Murli last Sunday was so powerful, because for me, it really says, when will I, for me, it's okay now. I don't have anyone that bothers me, but I feel within the family, when are we going to really, really, let go of ego and finally be in harmony with one another? And I think it starts with detachment. Detachment is really the foundation to create a proper connection with the other. Because sometimes when we like each other, that liking also becomes attachment. And that attachment at some point becomes a little bit of conflict, because the other person doesn't fulfill your expectation, or you have desires, or you wish the person will do this, or you think the person should be like that. That's a sign of attachment. And that attachment doesn't allow love to grow. That's why Baba always says, loving but detached. I know I've been sharing it quite a few times, but I have a great love for my tennis teacher. And one day he told me, he was watching me playing tennis, and he probably felt that I was a little bit harsh on myself. And he told me, Eric, there's a big difference when you play tennis between judging yourself and observing yourself. And, when he told me that, I felt, wow, this is what Baba is teaching us. But I became aware that I was not doing it, that I was still a little bit judgmental instead of being observer. And that's why when Baba calls the stage the detached observer, that's a stage where we don't judge. Even, recently the Murli says, are you becoming judge now? Baba is Dharamraj, but we are not judges. And so that's why this detachment is such a powerful stage, that from that stage of detachment, we relearn to love everyone. And I really encourage you or invite you to try. Think of someone that you don't go along with too well. And ask yourself how much detachment there is really in the relationship. Or how much there are still a lot of threads of attachment. She should be like this. She should do this. She should not do this. She should not do that. That's judgment. And it comes from attachment. So being detached means that you're always feeling, oh, that's very interesting. Oh, it's interesting. When I was having this intense conversation the other day with someone, intense means it was difficult to agree on something and we had to make a decision. We were both saying to each other, we're watching drama. So we're both trying to be very detached, which was good because then there was no ill feelings. It was a disagreement, but no ill feelings. So detachment is a very powerful ingredient to create a foundation. And then we can build love. And then with love, I think we should engage ourselves, be very participative, being creative, taking initiative, proposing something new. Not just expecting the center to do everything, or the teacher to do everything, or that sister to do everything, but for me to engage, propose something, do something. And I find that those three elements, detachment, loving attitude, and engagement, allow the leg to become strong. If there's less attachment, the leg is going to shake and it's going to break. If there's no love, the leg is going to break and it's going to get very, very short. So relationship with others is not difficult. To me, it's fascinating. Because every time we overcome a feeling of a little bit of dislike, every time we overcome such a feeling, we actually get stronger in our self-esteem. We like ourselves more, isn't it? Can you really feel love for yourself when you're angry at somebody else? It's not possible. You cannot have love for the self and be angry at somebody else. It doesn't work. You can convince yourself that you're right. The other person shouldn't do this, shouldn't think that way, and so I'm right. So if I'm upset, I have the good reasons to be upset. But at that time, we're so far away from being the image Baba is asking us to be, isn't it? And I find for myself that every time I connect with someone and I feel that, ooh, that connection could go a little bit sour, every time I find a way to just change the atmosphere through my vibration, through my attitude, every time after that, I feel so good about myself that I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't say the wrong thing. I didn't have negative feeling for the other soul. And I think this is what brings in front of my eyes the quality of my heart. I believe that loving the self is about discovering how much I can love others, isn't it? Otherwise, it's selfish love for the self. But when we see how much we care for other people, how much we care for Baba's service, and how much we can transform that caring attitude into real relationship with others, for me, this is the foundation to create that self-esteem. And Baba said that usually what happens is that when you create that vision for yourself, because you are giving to others something good, then you're receiving a lot of blessings. And in the beginning, I thought, you know, what Baba means, I have to collect blessings from others. It seems a little bit self-centered, you know, trying to get blessings from others. But on the other hand, I think when other people give us blessings, it means that we have been giving something to the other souls. And that is the fruit of my relationship with Baba. And to me, the relationship with Baba is the one where I am a little bit detached, because Baba is not going to come with me in Golden Age, right? He's creating me to go to Golden Age, but without him. Will I be crying when I go to Golden Age because Baba is not coming? What do you think? Are we going to be depressed little Krishnas and Radhe thinking, oh, what are we doing? You know, Baba is not here. I'm so sad. We'll be so detached. If Radhe tells Krishna, where is Baba? Krishna will say, which Baba you're talking about? We won't remember Baba. So we'll be very detached. If you look at the daddies when they were on the stage with Baba, they were very loving, but they were very detached. Because if with Baba, we're not detached, it means we're not allowing our self-sovereign personality to be fully expressed. It's actually, of course, our attachment for Baba is a pure attachment, but it's not really attachment. It's pure love. It's strong relationship. But if I practice a little bit of detachment whilst being in relationship with Baba, increase my self-esteem again. I don't feel, oh, Baba is such a beautiful ocean of love, and me, I'm just a little, recycled Shudra into, kind of Brahmin, but still not angels. My wings haven't grown much. That's not self-esteem. So those four legs are very deeply connected, but they all have in common, in my opinion, this foundation of detachment. And the stronger the detachment we create, even towards the self, to be very detached from my own sanskaras. I kept asking Murli Didi, how can you not be influenced by your sanskaras? They are so part of me. How can I be not influenced? And yeah, detachment will be such that the sanskaras will be there, no doubt. But not to be influenced means I have to be detached, even from myself. One day, Sister Denise told me when I was very young in Gyan, and I was totally unable to stop certain sanskaras. And particularly with ego and lust and everything, there was always, I thought as a young BK, you have to wear triple sunglasses in summer, to keep your eyes cool. So I was finding it a bit difficult. And I said, Denise, how do you become such a cool yogi? And how do you do that? It's very difficult. And I was becoming very harsh on myself. I would feel a lot of guilt, a lot of, low self-esteem because I would make mistakes. And one day she told me, no, just observe yourself when you're making the mistake. And don't get affected by it. Just watch it. And I said, what do you mean? Like you don't stop the mistake? She said, well, you won't be able to stop it anyway. But instead of being negative about it, just watch it. And that's how you're going to remove power from Maya. If Maya makes me say something wrong, or if Maya, excites my ego, and I try to repress it, it's not very healthy, and it's not very good. I'm not saying we should express ego and anger, but when it comes out, even little, try to observe, not to judge, just to observe. So my technique for me was sometimes I would talk to my ego. And let's say I'm in a conversation with someone, and in my head, I see myself becoming a little bit dominant or, too strong. Then I tell myself, oh, look at your ego. Oh, he's going to do it again. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. Now he's going to charm the person. Watch the ego doing. And then I would say to my ego, oh, now you want to have the last word. Oh, you're so good at that. You know how to have the last word, don't you? Go for it. Okay, try to have the last word again. And by talking to my ego like this, I felt as if my ego was saying, hey, why do you talk to me like that? Suddenly the ego was losing power because the ego felt I'm seen, I'm visible. The ego doesn't want to be visible, just wants to make the damage. So being detached from my own negativity in the early days, it really helped me a lot not to be strong or harsh on myself, not to be judging myself, but just observing and say, yes, I still have ego. Okay, don't get upset about it. I have ego, it's okay. Yeah, with Baba's help, that was from Sister Jayanti, the help I got from her, and Daddy Janki. It was coming from Daddy Janki and Jenti. They used to always say, when Baba would give a blessing, so you are the one who will be always giving light and might to everyone, are you not? And they will answer, with Baba's help, I will. So being good observer for the self means I'm not judging myself, but I can say to myself, with Baba's help, I know my ego will go. I know it. Baba will help me to remove my ego, no doubt. It's a much more positive thought for the self than, oh, what did I say again? Oh gosh, my ego again is there. Because then we're just, hurting ourselves. So the detachment helps those 4 legs to become very, very strong. Of course, drama, we said it's very easy no, not that it's easy, but it's simple to be detached in drama, not to react. But drama also makes me very loving. If there's a situation in drama that makes me unhappy, that means I'm not going to be loving at that time. And if I'm not loving, what happens usually in drama, I want to withdraw. I want to go away. I want to hide. I don't want to meet the person. I don't want to be in that situation. It's the opposite. Baba says, no, be detached, then be extra loving and engage. Don't go away. Don't run away. Just engage. Bring something new to the conversation. Bring something new to drama. Create a new drama. So these 4 aspects of relationship with the self, others, drama, and Baba, for me, they really become the foundation for my stage to become more stable, more strong. And if you think about it, I will challenge you to observe that every time we are fluctuating is because 1, 2, 3, or 4 legs are not working. And sometimes we're not happy with the self, sometimes we're not happy with others, sometimes we're not happy with Baba, and sometimes we're not happy with drama. So today we're saying that knowledge should bubble in our intellect, and today he was saying that the knowledge should create that happiness. But he was also saying knowledge should create purity and should create happiness. So the idea behind those 4 relationships is I have to feed them all the time with Baba's knowledge. I cannot be detached if I don't have Baba's knowledge in my mind. Otherwise, I will be numb, not detached. I become numb. I become, like the beaten dog who is just giving up. That's not detachment. And detachment is filled with a lot of understanding. And the last point I could share about that is I had that deep experience the other day, which was very, very beautiful. And it was again connected to the same situation I have to go through at the moment. So I'm sharing fresh Maya with you. My latest, very fresh little Maya come just out, just a new version of Maya. She's very, very innovative, and she has a new version now. But when I was going through that little difficult moment, I was in bed and I was thinking, Eric, you should not be thinking, you should be sleeping. And you should be remembering Baba, you should be soul conscious. Why are you still spinning? What happened and what did you say, what the other person said? And I was a little bit, to be honest with you, I was a little bit worried that I would make the wrong decision. It will involve a lot of money. What if I make a wrong decision? And then suddenly, I think probably Baba was tired of hearing my mind going like this. So probably Baba wanted to sleep. And he said, this poor little boy, he doesn't allow me to sleep now. He's too noisy. So maybe Baba gave me a thought, or the thought came to me. He said, but I started to think of my titles, because Baba said in the Murli 2 weeks ago, knowledge should give you mukti and jivan mukti. Knowledge should make you free from the spin of negative thoughts and waste thoughts. Remember that 2 weeks ago. And then I was in bed and I thought, so, well, then I have to use that knowledge because I'm having worries now. So what is the point of knowledge I should use? And then I tried the point, which for me was very exciting, which was, well, my true identity is, I think I'm the one. That's what Baba almost creates in us. I'm the one who can remove sorrow in the heart of others. It feels right, right? This is what Baba would expect from us. You are the one who removes sorrow. You are the ones who remove worries. You are the ones who are the givers of peace. You are master ocean of peace. So then I was thinking to myself, oh, how can I worry? I'm master ocean of peace. I know it sounds very simple, but sometimes we use those points, but they don't work. We just use it as a point, but for a strange reason, it doesn't work. But that night, it started working incredibly. I was just thinking, oh, I remove worries in everyone else. That's why people come to us. They're worried. And I'm the one who removed their worries. So why should I worry about this situation? Then I thought, this is Baba's plan. This is not mine. This is Baba's center. This is not mine. Why should I worry about anything? And that little knowledge was just enough to lift the thinking, the stage, into a very blissful moment. I think I fell asleep like a little baby, very comfortable. And then I thought, oh, I should apply this method to everything now. So every time there's a little situation, I ask myself, okay, what should I be? What is my title that I should be using now? And if you notice, I asked Sister Moini in last Saturday, I think, in Avyakti Parivar. I was asking her, do you have a favorite title? Do you use also a blessing? And she said, yes, child and master. That's the one she likes to use. I'm a child and I'm a master. So I thought, okay, she's also doing it. Because these titles that Baba is giving us are very, very powerful. So this is just to illustrate to me how the knowledge will be used to ultimately create that stage of detachment, so that then I can be loving, then I can engage myself again. So I thought I would never have enough to say for 1 hour, but again, I don't know what happened. My French sanskar showed up, and then I spoke for 1 hour. So I don't know if any one of you wants to ask something, or is it okay? Is it useful? I hope you can think about your chair differently now. Look at your chair with the 4 legs, and then ask yourself, am I having 4 legs in my stage?
We never actually looked at our legs or chair legs. Now we are looking at it now. So we make sure all are equally balanced.
Yeah. If anybody's sitting like this, there's a problem.
Anyone has any questions? Yes.
Go ahead.
Brother has a question.
Sure.
Brother Twar.
It's not a real question. But I just wanted to say that some chairs have 3 legs and they're very stable. So is it possible to so using your analogy of the 4 pillars, even if one pillar is weak, can you still use the other 3 pillars to create a stable foundation for yourself and proceed in Brahman life in fullness?
You can, but there won't be the strength that you can get with, it's a metaphor, of course, the 4 legs. Sometimes we use the metaphor of a 4-wheel drive. And if you use 4 wheels that have the power to spin, it's good. But if you have only 3 wheels who can spin, your car will start to go in circle.
Brother, I'm glad you mentioned that. So some people need 4 wheels to drive. Some people manage with 3. Some people 2, on bicycles and scooters. But there's a few rare souls who can manage with 1.
This brother, he comes with the one wheel.
You can be a hatha yogi. You can be a hatha yogi and stand on one leg very nicely. But this will be hatha yoga. Of course, chairs can be with 3 legs, but the physics of 3 legs is they cannot be as stable as 4. There will always be a risk with weight to go one side or the other. So Maya will, Baba sometimes says, attach yourself at the 4 corners, because when the hurricane, like they have a hurricane in Florida, when the hurricane hits you, you'll be very happy to have an extra leg. You'll be very happy to have the 4th leg. But in Gyan, those 4 legs are important anyway. So in Gyan, if we go beyond the metaphor of the chair, we cannot move forward very well if any one of those 4 areas is not okay. You cannot say, oh, I'm going to be okay with Baba, okay with me, okay with drama. And then everybody else, Om Shanti. I don't care about getting along with everyone. It's not going to work. When you go to Dharmaraj will ask you, so how was your relationship with everyone? And you say, oh, I lost my leg there.
You still have questions?
Thank you, brother. That was excellent.
Thank you, Baba.
Because sometimes we can have 3 legs chair, but having 4-leg chair and removing 1 leg, that's really not balanced. The 4-leg chairs removed 1 leg.
Mm.
That's we cannot do that. So we already have 4 legs, but don't remove any of the legs.
And you can argue we only have 2 legs for the body and it works fine. We don't need 4, right? Anybody wants 4 legs for the body? You're okay with 2, it's fine. All right, well, thank you for inviting me.
Good. Thank you very much. Collectively, we're gonna say thank you to Brother Eric. Thank you. And also, can you see me? I don't know if you can see me.
Thank you, Kuganbai. Very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. You're all spiritual, living roses.
Yes,
Yes.
you are a special rose today for us.
Nice to meet you all.
This is our class, brother. Not only Tamil speaking, we have Hindi speaking and English speaking, all 3 language. We actually had Murli, all 3 languages, and then book offering and the class. This happens every Thursdays. It's a full house usually.
So we have to bring some French-speaking
French,
students.
exactly, yes.
Well, you have French fries. That's fine. You can use fries.
And then we need, yes, we can bring French and Spanish, anyone, but we need also next door wall to be opened. Very good. Thank you very much for this short notice and then gave us some time and then, gave you valuable knowledge. And we all will work on being detached and engaging and loving.
Yes, good idea. All right, we can close with maybe 1 minute of remembrance and invite Baba, who he's the invisible 5th leg.
तेरे प्यार में जो सुख मिलता है उसके आगे सब कुछ फीका तेरे प्यार में जो सुख मिलता है उसके आगे सब कुछ फीका। प्रभु तेरी यादों में, प्रभु तेरी यादों में रस है बनाई मस्ती का। तेरे प्यार में जो सुख मिलता है उसके आगे सब कुछ फीका।
Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti. Big hug to everyone. Lots of love, everyone. And yes, may see you, some of you in Madhuban or in Scarborough next time I come. Lots of love. Big Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you again, Kuan Bai, for the invitation. It was lovely.
Shanti, thank you, thank you.
Om Shanti, dear good friends.
Yes. Good.